Hello and thank you for listening to the Crookedrivercast. I am Robert, and joining me every week is Tom, and we are two guys from Northeast Ohio just trying to figure out what's going on in our state. This is show 36, recorded on November 22nd. It's Thanksgiving week, but we still got some stuff to discuss. So let's go. Have you recovered, Tom?
No.
You still haven't recovered from Tuesday?
From that? I thought you meant from falling off the truck.
Falling off the truck? No. More of from the show.
From the concert.
The concert, yeah. I forgot about that falling off the thing.
Yeah, no, my head is still a bit off from that. From the show? Yeah, no, I was fine.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I think the staying, I mean, it wasn't, I got home at like 11. It's like, no, it wasn't that late. I think just standing on concrete for 3.5 hours.
Yeah, well, I'm used to that.
Was the worst. I am not.
Yeah.
I got a cushy, I sit in a chair or in my truck most of the time. And so that was a little different.
No, I got to bed a little after midnight, woke up at 5:30, slept in a little bit. I was all right. I mean, it wasn't great, but I was okay.
Yeah, I mean, I managed. I was a little rough around the edges, but I scheduled my day appropriately.
I remember when I was like 25, that was like nothing.
Yeah, that's my point. That was my first. I was like, oh yeah, my knee's kind of sore from standing on concrete. But it was worth it to me.
It was a good show.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good show.
Yeah, it was. I didn't care for the first band.
Yeah,
I won't mention their name because they were okay. I just didn't care for them.
Yeah, they were okay.
Yeah. And
it was filler.
Miles Kennedy was good. He wasn't what I expected. I didn't know anything about him. I just kind of read his bio before the show, and I was hoping it was going to be a little, I don't know, a little bit more like blues rock. It was, but it wasn't quite what I expected.
Yeah, I checked him out a little bit beforehand, so I kind of knew at least what his solo stuff was. He was the singer of Alter Bridge,
right,
and now he's on his own. Got a couple of solo albums. I don't know if they broke up. I don't know. I don't follow them or really listen to any of their music. But he has a I don't know. His voice reminds me. I want to say Judas Priest for some reason.
He's got that pitch, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And then that's never been appealing to me.
No, I didn't like his voice at all. I was hoping his guitar playing. Yeah, the music was good. I was hoping he was going to be a little bit more guitar oriented, I guess. I don't know.
Well, he definitely had plenty of guitars though. Or the same three. He kept switching I think every song he switched guitars.
He changed guitars every song. It was just rotating 3 guitars, so I didn't get it. And it was the same guitar.
Just different color.
Yeah.
Just same exact guitar, just different. Yeah.
I wonder if he needs to do that because he might be sponsored or endorsed by I think that was PRS, Paul Reed Smith guitar.
Reed Smith. That's what it looked like. I've seen those body shapes.
Well, the body shape was like a telly. That's what threw me off. The headstock was what was telling me it was a Paul Reed Smith.
Yeah, but I thought it had like a waviness to it. Like some of those Paul Reed Smith ones have like they're very contoured. Yeah, that looked like to me. Some of them maybe it was just a sheen I was seeing, but the headstock, it definitely wasn't. You could tell it wasn't a Fender or anything because it has a different.
I'm going to look it up right now. What does Miles Kennedy play?
I mean, that's what Mammoth did. I mean, that's what Wolfgang does. He just plays like 2 or 3 different EVH. He started his own line, semi-hollows for EVH. It was something they never had, I guess. For some reason, I'm very intrigued with Wolfgang Van Halen, and obviously it's something to do with Van Halen and his dad, but just really intrigued on his story and everything else. I think I keep listening to interviews and, I don't know. It's very interesting to me how his life came about being the son of Eddie Van Halen and Valerie Bertinelli, who's also a celebrity star.
Yeah.
So it's very. So I've been watching a lot and of his videos over the last year since I discovered his music and a lot of his interviews, and he's he wants to be different. He doesn't want to be his dad, and the first thing he did was start designing his own guitar.
Yeah,
and I stalled long enough. Did you find it?
Yeah. And he's got his. There's a Paul Reed Smith signature model. Yeah.
And that's he was doing similar things for different songs, but he wasn't doing it. Wolfgang wasn't doing it every song. He'd go 2 or 3 songs and then he'd switch.
I think he went the first 5, 6, 7 songs before he switched.
Yeah,
I think he switched after he went to the keyboard. Yeah. If I remember right, I don't know.
Yeah, that was still jamming to it. It was a great show. I had very high hopes, so I'm very excited that they kind of met them.
Yeah,
expectations were high for me.
I wasn't. No, well, yeah, I was expecting to hear a great band.
Yeah,
and the band
got 3 guitars. I mean, how can you go wrong with 3 guitars and a bassist?
Yeah, well, he's trying to sound like the album.
Yeah, he said in interviews he likes having to, because he doesn't have to play guitar the whole show. He can just come in and out. He does some of the lead stuff, does a lot of solos, and he can just a lot of the songs he can back out and still have that sound that he's looking for.
Yeah, no, the reason I'm saying that is because most tracks have almost every song that you hear is going to have at least 3 guitars in there.
I think he quads his, he says.
Yeah.
In the recording. So yeah,
that doesn't mean that.
He said, yeah, well, he does. He said he uses 4 tracks or something like that for a lot of his guitaring. Like he'll do it 4 different tracks or whatever. I don't know. I've never made music, so I don't know. I just going off of what he says. But he has specifically said having the extra guitar player helps him as a singer concentrate on singing. I guess he could do more. Well, you're saying that you think he does it more
to sound like the record,
right? Yeah, and he could stop playing and still sound like the record. I think it was his point.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm just saying there's part. we're digging into this a little bit. No, I'm thinking there's at least 4 guitar parts in each song, so he has 3 guitar players, and he can he could bow out for a second and still sound full.
Right. Yeah, and I think he was mentioning that because he's new to singing. That was kind of where I was going with it. So he said he was helping him kind of go between the two and not have to worry so much about keeping the sound up because he still has 2 guitarists, and he's not a natural singer, but he does a pretty good job.
I don't know. I thought his singing is exceptional.
Yeah. And it was great, and I would check it out. Mammoth. He just had his 3rd album come out in October, so check it out. But other than that, I had a very, very proud dad week this week.
Oh, okay.
I was very proud of my daughter. So I picked up my 15-year-old from high school. And I did my normal, what's going on? How you doing? How was your day? And, a lot of times you go, nothing, and then I always push him up. So you did nothing. So do I need to call the school and yell at your teacher for not having you do it? No, Dad, we did stuff. I'll say, okay, well, tell me what you did. So anyway, that wasn't that normal day. It was a different day. She had a different look in her eyes. She looked at me with this weird thing called a smile and said, in speech class, I think it is. Yeah, speech class. They're having a debate, a mock debate, and they couldn't figure out. So it was groups of 4, I think, and they all have to agree on the topic. They couldn't come to anything. So my daughter decides, well, how about we debate the food stamps? And I went, it's happening. It's happening. Oh my gosh. So she starts, yeah, I want to debate EBT. And I was like, I started going, well, what do you mean EBT? We started talking a little bit about it. I said, okay, well then what's your view on it? Well, like you were telling me, Dad. Again, proud papa moment.
But they should make her They should make her argue this other point, though.
Right. So that's where I was going to. She said, well, like you've shown me, look at some of these people, with the government shutdown and stuff. And I was like, oh my God. Somebody pinch me. I'm dreaming.
Don't worry. It's going to be all gone when she goes to college.
Maybe it's good. It's a good possibility. And I said, well, okay, so give me some points. She's like, well, and she's 15, so she hears me and she could tell. I'm just glad that when I talk, she actually is listening. I was shocked. And I started going through it. I said, well, what you have to do as a good debater is know your opponent's position better than they do. I said, you need to challenge yourself on every position that you make as you were them, or from their side of it, at least in your mind, and dig into their side, maybe even more than yours.
Right.
And, we went through a lot. She's like, well, she was asking me questions. And second is she has a debate club. They have a bunch of clubs there and they're kind of, but she decides to go in the debate club. I said, oh, great. So they have their first couple meetings. They talk about a few things and I pick her up one day after school and she's like, we have another debate. I said, oh, another one? For debate club. And I thought the original one was for debate club. And she told me it's for speech. Okay, I get it. So she goes, what's the Electoral College? Yes. I get to talk about the Electoral College to my 15-year-old daughter and watch her eyes just glaze right over. So we went to Electoral College and this and that. Well, I have a conclusion on this one. So she goes to the debate club. This was the week before. So this week I pick her up from debate club and I said, so how'd it go? She goes, I was like, what's the matter? Did you lose? What? She goes, no. We went with the backup option. I said, backup option? She goes, yeah. I was like, what do you mean? She goes, well, yeah, we were going to do Electoral College or what animal would make the best president? So, and then I realized, these are student-run clubs. So there's a teacher there monitoring, but this is run and ran by the students. So the students decided to do that instead of an actual debate on the Electoral College. So I was like, well, at least you got, I sent her videos. So she's up to speed on Electoral College. And I asked her the other day what she thought of it. What would you view after looking into it? She goes, there has to be a better way. I was like, well, there might be, but no one's come up with one yet. Because, when I was explaining to her, the first thing she said, she goes, oh, wow. If it was all just by popular vote, then all the big states would win, or they would be the one. I said, exactly.
Most popular states. Yeah,
she came to that conclusion. I said, not even the states. I go, the cities will actually be the ones to make that decision. It wouldn't even be the state. It would be the big cities, Chicago, LA, New York. So she thinks there's a better way. I said, then come up with one. I was like, because no one else has in 250 years. So you got some tall tasks ahead of you. But on another note, Thanksgiving week, and Thanksgiving week would not be Thanksgiving week without stories about the Epstein List. We'll talk about Thanksgiving later. I just want to use my gobble sound effect early on in the show. But, well, I guess we can. Is there anything you're thankful for, Tom? I made a list.
Our listeners.
Yep, that was on my list too. I am thankful for every single listener, for sure. Every single one. But on the national front, I guess we can't ignore the Epstein List too long. And there's some good stuff that came out. Well, goodish, funny in my opinion. And a couple of the so obviously everybody kind of knows what's going on with the Epstein List, and the Democrats and the Republicans are having a pissing match over it. And I still am very suspicious of this whole thing because it's odd that they're pushing so hard to get something out that I'm not sure they want out. And why did the Democrats mainly?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Why? And if they're so hard up on getting this information out, Why haven't they said anything in the last 10 years?
They could have done it while Biden was president.
They could have done it they could have done it before Biden was president. They could have done it when Trump they had Congress.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They could have done the same exact thing when they had Congress, but they didn't. And I can go back to only one thing really in my head. And if I'm missing something, let me know. But it's because Trump said don't, so they said yes. And it really feels like a trap.
Yeah, the timing's not great though.
No, it'd be better if they pushed it a little farther down the road for political reasons.
I don't think
like that.
Yeah, I for midterms, yeah. But I don't think they could push it anymore, so they had to.
Yeah,
there was too much pushback from a handful of people in Congress.
So immediately, what we found is be careful what you wish for. You just might get it. And immediately, a couple of Democrats popped into the well, I was going to say crosshairs, but that would be mean. One being Congresswoman Plaskett. She is the representative from the Virgin Islands, I think, right?
Yeah.
So she doesn't have a vote, but she is on committees,
right?
And what was revealed was she was getting, so Michael Cohen's in a hearing. They're questioning him during, there's this Trump impeachment stuff?
Yeah,
that's right. So they're questioning Cohen on Trump impeachment, and she's getting texts from Jeffrey Epstein during the hearing. Texts that apparently she started. And there's also, I have a story in here, Larry Summers is also, who's Larry Summers? He was Obama's, he was Clinton's Treasury Secretary. And under Obama, he did something on Obama though, didn't he? He was like, he was a consultant or, Barack Obama's National Economic Council Director and Harvard University President. So which he resigned from in 2026 amid pressure from multiple controversies. Currently, he is on the board of OpenAI.
Not anymore.
GPT. Not anymore. He was. He's resigned. That's kind of the story because he's on the list. It doesn't look good for Larry. I have skimmed over what they found for Larry. It's I just expect a lot more of this, so I'm kind of just waiting to read it all at one time, I guess. But I think Plaskett is a little more interesting. I got a couple clips from her. I got a couple clips from Liberal Hive Mind, which is a YouTube channel that I watch occasionally. Comes up, and he is discussing what they found. So I got a couple clips. Well, one we'll start with. This is amazing journalism from CNN when they're interviewing Plaskett and asking her, well, how did this happen? What's going on? And you're going to be shocked at what you hear. So here's a little CNN. Apologize ahead of time. It is CNN.
But like many constituents, individuals get your phone number. They text you about issues. They speak with you. I have spoken with him about issues that are relevant, things that are going on in the Virgin Islands and elsewhere around the country.
Right. But on that day that we're talking about, you initiated the text exchange at 7:55 in the morning. So why were you even texting with Epstein at the time? He was a known sex offender then.
Sure. I explained to people, I've been a prosecutor for many years. Mm-hmm. And there are a lot of people who have information that are not your friends that you use to get information to get at the truth. I believe that Jeffrey Epstein had information and I was going to get information to get at the truth. Having a friendship with him is not something that I would deem to have. And so I'm just looking forward. I'm moving forward. And I think that that's what we as American people should do is move forward. If individuals are not involved in illegal activity,
they're going to let her off there, right?
So extending his criminal enterprise or his financial enterprise or all of those things, I think that we need to look at what people are doing moving forward.
Wait, let me just better understand that. What is that point? Because at the time he was a known sex
More
offender,
pushback?
and it had been detailed all the sexual abuse.
There are a lot of people who have done a lot of crimes, and as a prosecutor, you get information from people where you can.
Give me a freaking break. She was just trying to get to the truth. By doing what exactly? Taking live stream coaching sessions from Jeffrey frickin' Epstein on what to say during an anti-Trump hearing? What an absolute idiot. Or obviously she takes us to be stupid. We saw the text messages, which she, by the way, initiated. He is coaching her live during a hearing. And her explanation is, well, she was just trying to get to the bottom. She was trying to get to the truth. It was an information operation.
Right. Well, man, I was shocked. So Wolf Blitzer is sitting next to this person, I'm not sure her name, on CNN, and 3 follow-up questions, Tom. 3 on CNN. I was shocked. But you know, I think they might be losing the narrative a little bit. What do you think? CNN? Figured she'd be getting a lot of softballs, no?
No, not on that.
No,
I don't know. I didn't think they were pushing back that hard.
Yeah, but usually they don't even ask a follow-up. Usually it's just, okay, they have a statement, we'll move on to the next subject. I rarely see them ask 2 or 3 times.
With the bigger people in Congress.
Maybe because she's low level, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Congress won't even censure her.
Well, let's be more specific. The Republicans won't. Republicans can't even do it.
I know it's ridiculous.
Yeah, because the Republicans suck. But here's maybe a little more evidence, because when you've lost, this is again from the liberal hive mind, when you've lost Cenk Uygur from the Young Turks, maybe it's time to be noticed. Here's what he clipped from Cenk.
I'm on the left. I'm a Democrat. But what the hell was that? That was crazy. So he's apparently got these Congress people on speed dial, and he's watching. I read the whole story, of course, and he's watching the entire hearings, and he's texting people different directions. Did anybody know that Epstein was running our government? I mean, that was amazing. Did you see? She doesn't know who Rona is, so she misspells it in the text. She thinks it might be an acronym for something, and then she says, Ms. Rona. Rona's her first name. It's Rona Graff, the assistant for Trump. She literally has no idea what she's asking. She's only asking that question because Epstein directed her to ask that question. And interesting that Epstein at that point is directing people on how to damage Trump. So that doesn't serve any of my interest for me to tell you that, but that's what's happening in that hearing. You got to be fair and you got to call out what's actually happening. But what's interesting in all the emails is Epstein goes back and forth. Should we hurt Trump or should we help Trump? Should we hurt or help? And depending on what Trump is saying, he categorizes Trump as dangerous. My guess as to why he thinks Trump is dangerous is because usually when someone is bought or blackmailed, they stay bought or blackmailed. Right? Whereas Trump is so volatile, they're not sure how to handle him, right? Should we hurt him or should we use him as an asset?
I thought that was some pretty good analysis from Cenk. It's and occasionally he has some good stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's a great analysis of if you get past the fact that Epstein is texting a congresswoman during a hearing and actually look at the texts. I mean, that's bad enough, but look at the text and see what's going on. He's trying to figure out how to stop Trump. I mean, he's trying to figure out how to get Trump impeached. He's not a big fan of Trump. They've been huge enemies. And it's very white pilling, isn't it? For some. Sounds like Cenk a little bit at least. Like he's going, wait a minute. I've been told all this crap about Trump and Epstein, and this is giving me a completely different side of the story. So I thought it was pretty interesting. And so did you, apparently.
No, I'm thinking about it. I think I don't think it makes a difference to the people that are just in their own silo.
Oh yeah, there's people you're not going to get. I think on the edges, I think that would be the Young Turks. Shockingly enough,
well,
you might be able to turn some people, not turn them, but
I mean, he's a far lefty. He's a commie, but he's kind of He's got common sense.
Yeah,
Except
he can
when
be
it comes to
reasonable
his
at times.
leftist positions.
Yeah, what we've seen from Anna Kasparian, is that
She's
her?
done a flip, yeah.
Yeah, she's done a complete. No, she's not like voting for Trump or
No.
voting for Republicans, but she's been awakened to, well, we're just being lied to completely by everybody. I was like, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. And
Yeah,
go ahead.
Oh, no, yeah. She was like the first one that, I think it's because she got mugged, right?
Actually, yeah, it's an interesting story. She got sexually assaulted, according to
That's
her.
it.
So she had, I think she lives in California. She takes a walk every day. There's homeless everywhere, homeless encampments. I think she dropped something and bent over on her morning walk, and a dude came up behind her and started grinding up against her. And when she posted about it online, she got flack for being a bigot and a racist. And she's like, I never said the guy's race, and he was white. It has nothing to do with that. And that was kind of very eye opening for her.
Yeah.
She was a victim, but they blamed her.
Right. And wasn't there something about her being a mother, but people wanted to call her birthing person?
I think so, yeah.
Something
that sounds
like
about
that.
right. I think that was her first inclination when she
okay.
I think that was maybe the
start of it.
The start of it, or she had brought that up during this whole controversy on the other part of it. So
now she's listening to Candace Owens, which I don't know if that's good.
I think you may have gone a little too far. Maybe. I mean, but speaking of lying, let's go on to the next story, which is a little follow-up from Snap, the Snap apocalypse that we had. So everybody got the government shutdown is over. Snap benefits are going out, and News Channel 5 has done a follow-up with Diane. Now, Diane, I don't know if we had brought her up or she had been in any of the clips that we played for the Snap, but I saw Diane in a couple of news, or it was a press conference a couple weeks before the government shutdown Cuyahoga County put on, and she was there. And I was like, oh, so she's just kind of their example. She's going to use, she's an elderly lady who's got on assistance. Okay, fine. That's kind of what you do. You're shaping your narrative and all that fun stuff. But then they did a follow-up, and the headline is, wait, is this actually the headline? Let me turn that off the reader thing and see. What does the headline say? Oh, you asked, so we checking in with Diane. The subheadline is, we've heard so many people after a senior SNAP recipient from Cleveland shared her worry of losing her $63 a month in food assistance on World News Tonight. Okay. So that's what caught my eye. It's like $63? I'm not saying, I'm not saying only 63, but I'm saying $63 is what we're talking about here. My first thought was, okay, so I've seen you standing next to, what's the council president for Lorain? Is that the council president? Could he have covered your $63 for the November? Because I bet after they had the press conference and they went to lunch, he spent more than $63 on his lunch. And I said, well, who's this Diane person? And so here is a clip from News Channel 5. This is, what's her name? Katie Houston. Katie Houston. We've heard her before.
Yeah.
And she is.
She cracks me up.
Yeah. So she is, she has a little background on what happened here. And let's just go with the clip.
And that includes 75-year-old Diane Howard. We spoke with her late last month during a Cuyahoga County media
Diane?
event to bring attention to the looming loss of SNAP benefits. Diane is a longtime advocate for vulnerable communities in Cleveland.
What does
She
that mean?
herself, a senior, relies on the food assistance program, receiving $63 a month from SNAP, which she lost during the shutdown, a hardship Diane shared on ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir last week.
I'm trying to hold on to God's hands and His grace and His mercy. But it's so hard.
And here's why
We heard from a lot of you after that interview aired, asking about Diane.
So they're asking about Diane. So I started asking about Diane. And so when she says that, it's so hard. That's what that's weird. So she leans back in the chair. This is on like ABC News Tonight or something. Brings her hands up. And when she says so hard, she puts both hands to her face and it's so hard. And I went, wow, that, like, I'm not trying to be overcritical, but I was like, that seemed weird to me. So I looked up who Diane was.
Yeah.
And then I forgot to pull it, of course. So now I have to look it up again. But Diane Howard is she works for the Cleveland Metro Housing Authority. Diane Howard is the commissioner of the Cuyahoga Metro Housing Authority Board of Commissioners, is dedicated to, this is from her bio page on the CMHA site, is dedicated to improving the safety and equity and quality of life, safety and equity, improvement, blah, blah, blah. Listen, okay. In addition to her role on CMHA Board Commissioner, Howard serves community organizations throughout Cleveland. In early 2000, she served as president of CMHA's Police Athletic League. Let's see. She is now Commissioner Howard serves on the Ohio City Incorporated Board of Trustees to better the neighborhoods and make the area safer for residents at CMHA, Lakewood Terrace. That's where she lives. She's been there for 15 years. So I looked up. Now, in her defense a little bit, the commissioner's position is a non-paid position. But you've got like 2 or 3 jobs. Do you think you could find one that pays you?
Nah.
No. And secondly, now I'm going back to saying, really? $63? Really? So you lost $63 in a month and now you can't eat.
She's an activist.
Yes, she's wholly an activist. And that was what brought me in. The hands to the face. It's so hard.
She's a terrible actress on top of it.
Terrible. Let's see what let's see what clip 2 has to say.
So I followed up with her Friday. She told me her SNAP benefits have returned, albeit $3 short of her usual $63. But that is not what surprised her the most.
A lot of people reached out to us. They were worried about you. What does that mean to you?
Oh my God.
Love the audio. It's so great.
But I know now, people in the world today, they show love. For the ones are in poverty.
Let me just hear that again. Let's just hear what Katie's actually saying and not us. Okay. Because I kept doing it too. Let's try this again. Let's see.
Oh, but I know now, people in the world today, they show love. For the ones are in poverty.
Okay, so here's News Channel 5. I would assume a multi-million-dollar business, and she's holding a phone up to a mic is basically what she did for the interview. It's like, come on, people, technology. It's not that hard.
I found an article here from NPR with Diane Howard from 2021. So
okay.
she's an
activist. That's why she was there.
Yeah. She's an activist. She's been doing this for a long time.
So lesson here, the story here is be careful, question with boldness. I guess would be my thing. Question with boldness. Because did anyone in the newsroom offer to cover Diane's $63? Again, they met with her. They had a story with her. They went to lunch. They spent way more than $63 on their freaking lunch. Did anyone bother to slip her a 20? Would it have hurt them to slip her a 20 or 100? No, it wouldn't hurt any of them. But did any of them help her? No. Because I think she didn't need the help. But
that acting was so bad that I couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah.
The first time I listened to this. So I don't know how they even aired that without thinking that that people are going to look at this and go, just giggle.
Yeah, well, I giggled and I went, wait a minute, that seems really fishy to me. So I just did a very quick Google search.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like if somebody did hear, they would most people won't take the time,
Mm-hmm.
but it would make most people raise their antenna up and go, "This is BS."
People asked about it, Tom. People asked about Diane. And I'm like, mm-hmm. So I even put that, I think I reposted this and said, hey, here's a little help, News Channel 5, in case you didn't know. But she's the board member, commissioner, actually, of the CMHA Metro Housing Authority. And she's got like 2 other jobs, too. Again, people could say she's not getting paid. And fair point, except for the fact that if you're on assistance, what other assistance are you on? Well, you're on assistance because you're living at a CMHA building. So you're automatically getting assistance with that, whether it's discounted or free rent. Maybe you take care of yourself first and make a living before you volunteer your time at CMHA. That's what I'm saying. Maybe you can, I don't know, maybe you could do a couple Ubers during the week and pick up $63. Mow a couple lawns, you know.
She has a Facebook page here, Diane Howard.
Great.
She's got 4,500 followers, and
That's the grandma.
Yeah, just the poor old grandma.
She's fighting for
$63. She's fighting for.
What did they say she was? What does it say in the beginning of the second one? Oh, no, it says at the beginning of the first one, I think. Let me see.
And that includes 75-year-old Diane Howard.
Who is she?
We spoke with her late last month during a Cuyahoga County media event to bring attention to the looming loss of SNAP benefits. Diane is a longtime advocate for vulnerable communities in Cleveland.
So they knew. That's what that tells me. They knew what she did, and they just kind of glossed over it with that little fluffy piece right there. So, SNAP. You're being lied to. Hey, not a big surprise, but I thought it was, man, it pissed me off when I was like, are you serious? You're literally the commissioner of the CMHA board. Anyway. Well, it's not going to get any better with their next story. Northeast Ohioans face sharp health insurance hikes after federal subsidies expire. Speaking of the shutdown, this is what the shutdown was supposedly really about. I mean, illegals and all that stuff, yes. But part of it, Democrats wanted this to be included in the continuing resolution. The Republicans said, no, we're going to negotiate after that. And that was one of the bargaining chips they were trying to use. And what is that is, again, this is an Idea Stream article, and it glosses over the actual, kind of glosses over it. So it says Northeast Ohioans who buy their own health insurance through the Affordable Care Act are facing steep increases for 2026 coverage. So Affordable Care Act is Obamacare, 2012, bipartisan, or not bipartisan. It was only Democrats voted for it. It's one of the few you've seen. I mean, you see a lot of party line stuff, but you rarely see no Republicans or no Democrats voting for something. It was quite eye-opening at the time, and I can see why. So the hikes are expected because Congress ended the federal government shutdown without extending enhanced subsidies. Enhanced subsidies. So it's Obamacare. It's already subsidized healthcare. But now they have enhanced subsidies. Oh, to keep the marketplace plans more affordable since the pandemic. Oh. So what they did during COVID, because COVID, they increased the subsidies for Obamacare. So those are expiring at the end of the year.
Yeah, what they did was they let people that are over 400% over poverty get benefits
extra.
Also. Yeah.
So that's what's going to be going up. The healthcare costs aren't going up. The subsidies are going away.
Right.
And
they're going away mostly for the, I would say, middle to upper middle income.
Yeah, those who normally under normal Obamacare you could buy it through the marketplace, but you're not going to get a discount.
Right.
Government discount. So that's going away. Okay. It's been 5 years, 6 years going on 6 years. When the Democrats wanted to keep these subsidies going.
Of course.
That's what they're going to try to negotiate for this coming month, supposedly. If are they even going to do a session in December? I think they do.
I don't know. They're going home for the holidays.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. They would negotiate. The Republicans said they would negotiate it before before they expire. So that would tell me they should do it next couple weeks. But who knows? We'll see. And then I tagged on this little extra story about Marcy Kaptur. And I kind of, at first I was like, well, I don't know, maybe give her some credit because she kind of held her ground. I mean, she passed up, this story is from Ohio.news, and Republicans are rallying against Democratic U.S. Representative Marcy Kaptur, who voted against the bipartisan deal that reopened the federal government following the longest record shutdown, blah, blah, blah. Because what she was voting no was voting against about $3 million in federal funding for her area, for her constituents. And I went, well, is that somebody with, so my question to you, Tom, is this somebody with principles or just falling in line like the Democrats often do?
Say that again?
Is she standing on principle and voting no because of this healthcare thing? And, so voting yes would give her constituents $3 million in federal funding. Is she standing on principle and saying, no, I'm not going to vote with this healthcare cost and blah, blah, blah? Or is she just, a soldier and they said, do it or else, and she does it?
I think, yeah,
is that one in the same?
latter.
Now that I say it. It almost seems like one and the same. But because at first I was like, oh, wow, she is actually voting against herself, her own self-interest as a politician. But then I thought, not really. This is kind of more of what I've seen a difference in Republicans and Democrats. The Democrats fall in line like, man.
The lockstep.
Lockstep. And Republicans are just very meandering. Well, I mean, you can use the example of the news that just dropped last night with, what's her name from
Marjorie
Taylor Greene resigning. Yeah. She's like, I'm done. I'm not falling in. I mean, if she was a Democrat, she would just fallen in line.
Yeah.
Also, even Bernie Sanders fell in line.
Of course. Yeah. Hey, you want to make some money? Fall in line.
Yeah. And on to, to go back to touch on Plaskett, and Epstein was a big donor because, and this is similar to what Kaptur is running into. You need money to be on committees. She was on a committee. Plaskett was on a committee, a decent committee, but you have to pay for that. In case people don't know, when Democrats and Republicans sit you down and give you a menu. What committees do you want to be on? You want to actually have power. You got to get on a committee, pick a committee, and right next to it is a price tag of how much you need to give the Democrat or Republican Party to get on that committee. And that's the same thing for Kaptur. It's like, oh, you could vote yes, but we're going to bump you off these committees, and then you have no power. Republicans do the same thing too, and that's kind of why it was Epstein thing was he was giving her money so she can get on these committees and get some power, and then she had to pay up. So I don't know. I think the shutdown's over, but the party has just begun. I think because we're going to hit this again in a few more months. The same thing's going to happen. No,
in a few more months. I think in January they're going to start talking about that. Right?
That's true. Yeah, not even a few more months, just a month or so, and we're going to be having the same old conversations. We'll see what that comes up with, and then they're going to extend it to right before the midterms.
Yeah, nothing gets done, and
do nothing, Republicans,
and that's why the Republicans never get anywhere.
Yep.
Oh, wait till 2028. There's going to be a big push to get that old guard back in.
Oh yes, yeah, because it won't be
no more Trump.
Won't be a Trump on the ticket. So
yep.
There will be a Vance on the ticket. So we'll see.
That's good. But I mean, I'm talking about Congress and all that. There's going to be a big push for that to get rid of the "Make America Great" crowd. And frankly,
kind of
half of that crowd is not really, if you want to call it MAGA, they're not really MAGA.
opportunists.
Yep.
I would say.
Yep. Max Miller here from Ohio. He's not MAGA.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a break. He just took an opportunity when what was that? Alex Gonzalez voted to impeach Trump, which was one of the few Republicans that did. So he had to resign, and Max Miller took over, saying he's MAGA, and he's not really more MAGA than Alex.
No, he's more of a rhino, probably.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't even like to use the term rhino anymore because it seems like that is the Republican Party. It's not a Republican name only. They are the Republican Party.
Yeah. No. If you want to call it, I don't like calling it the MAGA movement, but okay, let's call it Make America Great or America First movement. It's a populist movement. It's not really a Republican thing.
Can we have like America in the top 3? Can we agree on that? Can it at least be in the top 3 of your priorities?
Forget it. No, top 3 is themselves.
If we can't agree on it, it was explained to me this way by a commentary, someone who will remain nameless. The 10 Commandments. Can we agree on 8 of them? Not just any 8, but specific 8. First, second, fourth, fifth, stuff like that. 10th. If we can't agree on 8 of the 10, did I say first commandments? I meant not
Bill of Rights.
Bill of Rights. Jeez. First 10 amendments, not commandments. Amendments.
I was wondering where you're going with that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're similar in a lot of ways, but can we agree on the Bill of Rights? Can we agree on those first 10 amendments?
That's cheese as it is. So
yeah,
they haven't been able to agree on that.
If we can't, then we have a country. It was e pluribus unum, e pluribus unum, I think is the phrase. From many one is a Latin phrase, I believe. And that's where I look at it like, okay, yeah, we all kind of agreed on these top 10. And that's kind of what made us one. If we can't agree on that, which I have serious doubts we can't anymore. And I'm not sure what we're supposed to do. But to circle back on the healthcare subsidies, probably wasn't the greatest idea to just write checks to massive insurance companies and figure, yeah, they'll bring costs down. I'd say that's a failure.
I don't understand why every time the government gets involved, things get more expensive.
I can't imagine. I think because the guys they're giving checks to, and then they turn around and give a lot of that money right back to the people who made the decision to give them the checks. There's a big circle of money just keeps getting spun around. I think if you wanted to do it, you could probably give checks to people, and then they can pick which insurance company they want to buy from, and maybe they can get the insurance companies to at least have the illusion of competition, even though they really are all in cahoots.
There are options for people, self-employed people, as far as healthcare goes. There's some pretty good options.
Yeah,
and,
there is.
You don't need the Affordable Care Act, which is a joke.
Yeah, totally. I mean, yeah, it's doing exactly what it's designed to do, which is collapse our healthcare system, in my opinion.
You think that's what they did it for?
I think that was I think they make it so bad.
So everybody wants universal healthcare.
Everybody goes, you just have to do something. It's so bad. And the something is Medicare for all.
Yeah. I hear you. I don't know if it's that evil, but I think it's just incompetence.
I mean, yes, it's usually but like you didn't know this was. I mean, come on.
Have you ever talked to a congressman?
Yes, and they do a good act of sounding stupid, but I really don't think the vast majority of them are that stupid.
I think they are.
I think they're just greedy and they get lots of money for being stupid.
I think they get greedy. I think they're that stupid and then get greedy.
I think we're both right, actually. Let's go with that. Okay, next. Let's keep moving. Next, what do we have? Oh, yes. Look at the list. Healthcare subsidies set to expire. Got that one done. Next, subscribe. Subscribe to the show. Share the show. We really appreciate you listening. But we want more people to listen, because the more people listen, the more we can cover, the more granular stuff we can cover, because we need your help. So send us your suggestions, send us your comments. Let us know what we're covering too much of or not enough of. And if you got help us.
And if you got any stories from your locale, send them to us. That you want us to cover, because we can't. We see a general view of Ohio, but we don't get into the nitty gritty. So
yeah, we can't. I mean, even just, for example, this week there was a lot, and it wasn't a lot of big stuff, but there was a lot of stuff that I kept going, oh, well, let me flag that. And eventually a lot of the stuff you got to look at, prioritize it. That's what we usually do, and go, okay, this can wait till next week. See what we got next week. And we'd love some help. We've had help with listeners before on some of the data center stuff. Mm-hmm. And it's really helped us kind of point us in the right direction and give us some of the like I said, the boots on the ground kind of stuff. Take a little phrase from our favorite podcast, the best podcast in the universe. And it helps us get a little more information. So we appreciate any of the help you can give us. And really, thank you for listening. We appreciate it. But I think, oh crap, you hear them coming? Here they come.
Here they come.
Yeah, the gremlins are coming. The critters. The critters. Did you bring any? Right. He brought milk duds. I mean, as long as you bring milk duds, we're good. I mean, they're not the greatest, but for gremlins, I can only ask for so much. Critter Corner is what we got going on here. We got lots of legislation. It seems that Columbus was very busy. Morgan Trowell. She was
Trowell.
Trowell. Hey, can help. English is only my first language. It's what are you gonna do? So there's quite a few. The little critters were busy. Let's put it that way. The first thing that came up was Ohio lawmakers a catch-all bill, a catch-all budget correction bill. Oh, wait, we just had like a $100 million budget go, $100 billion or whatever it was. I think $60 billion get passed a few months ago, and now they have to have a catch-all budget correction bill. Huh. That raised some eyebrows for me. So lawmakers overwhelmingly passed a spending bill that started as a way to make sure the name, image, and likeness contracts for college athletes ended when their college eligibility does. Huh. So how did that become a spending bill? Well, Bill HB 184 puts $40 million into a fund for first responders dealing with post-traumatic stress. Seems like that wouldn't be a hard one to put in the budget. Why is it crammed into here? Changes the formula for nursing home payments from the state. There's a bunch of things on it. Excludes education service centers from requiring that administrative expenses are capped or be capped at 15%. Requires commercial driver's license of legal immigrants to feature the words non-domicile commercial driver's license. It feels like they just throw all this stuff in a bill, and then it almost feels like a omnibus bill, kind of like what they do in Washington. So I don't know. Apparently there's other stuff in here they didn't even bring up in the article. I don't know. They said there's other spending in here, and as far as I can see, that's right now $40 million for funding of first responders post-traumatic stress. Like I keep coming back to that because it's like they don't already have something. I mean, like what? Okay.
How did they come up with that number?
Yes.
I don't.
How do they come up with that number? They don't already have social. Like I figured they would have. I don't know.
Wouldn't they have insurance? First responders. You would think their health insurance would cover something like that.
And I don't mind helping them out. They're first responders and all that stuff. But I'm just wondering why you have to cram it in the last minute. And a lot of these bills went into the wee hours of the morning passing these bills the other day to get out so they can get out for holiday break. And not holiday break, remember? Got to use as much as I can. Only got it one day. And why cram it into a bill in the middle of the night? I don't know. Did you forget it in the last bill? Or is it just something that you know
Who's
you
paying
can't-
you?
Yeah, you can't pay vote. You can't. Nobody can vote no against it. So a no for
Well,
it.
yeah, and who's
People
donating?
did. But, and I don't know. I hate those big cramming bills. They just try to put everything in there as they can. I think the next one though is pretty interesting, and that is they want to do Bill HB 251 to regulate drone usage for police, which I was like, because right now I have one regulation, and that's my 12 gauge and birdshot, which is not legal. To be clear,
You know what?
Not legal.
I was putting in my patio, laying down my patio stones, and I heard something over me, and it was a drone. It was like before I ever seen a drone. So I got up, I looked at it, I walked into my garage, came back out with something that looked like a rifle. Not going to say it was. Pointed right at it, and that thing took off so quick.
Yep, they were watching. I had a neighbor somewhere, I'm not sure who, was doing it a few years back for 4th of July for fireworks in my area, and they were filming it. It looked like it had to be somebody pretty close because, well, I don't know, maybe. I think I'm thinking
Most
it was my
likely.
direct neighbor. Yeah, but they didn't. I was like, if you're gonna do it, just go. Like go into the, because you ever seen those drone footages of them going through a fireworks display?
No, actually I haven't.
Oh, look it up. They're actually flying through it as they're exploding.
That's kind of cool.
It's really cool. They've done it. People done it to music and stuff. And I'm like, well, if you're gonna do it, do it. But I kind of thought
That has to be done by the. I would think somebody really nearby, because you don't get that much distance out of a drone.
some of these commercial ones they do. I mean,
Well, the commercial ones. That's what I mean. It has to be somebody close by.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Commercial. You mean when you say commercial, you mean like anybody can buy?
like big. They make some like some quadcopters that are 6 foot by
more
6 foot.
industrial.
Yeah, industrial.
Right.
Yeah, industrial,
Yeah.
commercial, industrial.
Okay.
Yeah, something where actually you've seen the ones they do for NFL games. I think football,
Yeah.
sports. They're big and they got like
They got range.
serious cameras. I mean, they got big ass cameras on them. They're not
Right.
so they got to hold. I think those could go is what they use a lot of the times. I think because they get permission from the people doing the fireworks. And actually, if you look, there's a lot of videos out there of them getting too close and getting blown out of the sky, which is kind of good.
I guess I'm thinking of like consumer models, something that we can buy. We can't really get, it'd be tough to get into a fireworks show.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think if you were in the crowd of a fireworks show, you probably could.
And if you can do it there.
Not that you should, because they'll probably get mad at you, but
Yeah.
But anyway, this is not that. This is a bill to regulate House Bill 251, sponsored by Republican Bernard Williams. He's a Republican, Springfield. It was passed by the House of Representatives on Wednesday and sent to the Senate for consideration. Required law enforcement to obtain a warrant in order to conduct drone surveillance, just as they would in most other circumstances. Seems reasonable. Here's a quote from Bernard. The Fourth Amendment protects all citizens from unreasonable search and seizures, and that principle does not simply disappear just because our technology changes. While officers or peace officers don't need a warrant to see what's visible from a manned aircraft, drones change that equation. They can hover lower and quieter, stay longer, and collect far more detailed data than ever before. So 251 would make any evidence gathered via warrantless drone surveillance inadmissible in court, and also establish that law enforcement drone flight and surveillance data are public records. It also prohibits law enforcement from using drones armed with lethal weapons. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I agree with it.
Yeah, I think it's needed. I think definitely the lethal weapon part is good. That way, if I see a drone with a gun on it, I definitely know it's not the cops, and I can shoot it.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, good point. I mean, the Fourth Amendment still
Kind
true,
of.
even though it still
Swiss
applies to a
cheese.
drone. Yes, that's true. Swiss cheese is,
Patriot Act took care of that thing.
yeah, that's true. It did. And I mean, what could go wrong? And
I don't know. They can just call you now. They can call you a domestic terrorist, and it doesn't. This bill does nothing.
Good point. It does. You're right. And probable cause probably still comes into play. They think you're doing something wrong. They could probably do that.
Right.
And there's a bunch of stuff about, how close can you get to a house? Can you use the drone to look into your house and that kind of stuff? And I think some of the drawback or some of the concerns about the bill was that it's public record. And any surveillance from a drone, they want to be public record. And some advocates are saying, well, you could get some stalking issues. I don't know. That's kind of seems like a very edge case.
I'll tell you what, if there's a drone like peeking into my window, my guns are coming out.
Yes, I agree. I don't know.
I don't care about my windows at that point.
And I got to rethink my home defense strategy, though, now that I think about it. I don't have the right ammo. I may have to get another gun, Tom.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, yeah. What?
I have to go shopping for that because I've lost most of them in a boating accident.
Yeah, all of mine, I went on a boating accident. It took all my guns. And it was a joint charter mission, a charter that we did, and we had tragic. None of us are boaters, so everything just sunk to the bottom of some lake. I don't remember which lake it was. So yeah, check out HB 251. It's not done. It's not law yet. It still has to go to the Senate, but I'm going to be pretty confident it'll pass.
I think so.
Yeah. Pretty confident it'll pass.
I haven't heard anybody say anything negative about it.
That was the only thing I saw. Even the ACLU likes it, which makes sense. But the only the only criticism I saw was because of the public record part of it, that you could run into people looking up public records of surveillance of somebody that they want to stalk or something like that, I guess is what they were bringing up. But,
right.
So it's something to bring up, but we gotta look at all that kind of stuff. But it's actually good. I think we need it, and they're gonna send it to the Senate, see what happens.
Are commercial drones getting quiet enough to be able to spy on you like that? Let's say the drone gets it within 100 feet of you. I mean,
no,
I don't think so either, right?
There's physics. I mean, there's only so much you can do with a fan blade going that fast.
Right.
I mean, it's breaking the sound barrier at the tips. That's why it makes so much. I think that's why a helicopter it's actually at the tips of the wings. It's going so fast. I think it's something. I don't know if it's actually the sound barrier, but it's going so fast. That's the pop you hear. And actually, they say it in the article, if you check it out and check out I think there's a video to it. Yeah, I think there is. That they say copters are higher pitch, so you may not hear them as far away as a helicopter, but they can also get a lot closer to you. So, and they say the smaller the blades, the higher pitch the sound is, and then the bigger quadcopters you get a little lower sound, but they're still loud.
Yeah, no, I mean, I have one, and it's like a little DJI model. I forget what the model is, but I think once it goes up to like 400 feet. At that point, I can't hear it. But anything like below, like a couple 100 feet, that thing's pretty loud.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know they probably made them quieter, but I think there's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
Just like a helicopter. They'd like to make those quieter too, but they can't.
Right.
Without, I think, sacrificing something. But I think let's keep an eye on it. We'll see when it passes. If it gets through the Senate, which I'm pretty sure it will, we'll update you and follow up on it. And next, I put a laugh break in here because I've been holding on to this Babylon Bee story for a couple of weeks. I think this is actually from last year. I made this video.
Yeah, it can go back 10 years.
Yeah, it could. The story. Oops. The story is, or the video is, how to talk to your racist MAGA uncle at Thanksgiving. I figured it fit right in. I have the clip here in the show, and I think we'll take a look at it. I have the whole thing here. It's a couple minutes, but we'll see how far we can get with it. So this is how you talk to your racist uncle at Thanksgiving, or you just family in general.
So, you're heading home for Thanksgiving, but your family supports Trump. Not good. You're probably wondering, how can I show them I'm a good, tolerant person, and they're all terrible, intolerant people? And how can I find common ground with these rednecks who are literally Hitler? Well, you're in luck. Because I, too, am a good person who likes to share my superiority with those around me. Today, we're going to show you how to talk about Trump with your racist uncle this Thanksgiving. First, try slowly and articulately explaining to him how he is a racist, a bigot, a Nazi, and just an overall garbage person. You can even use simple visual aids if you want to. Next, you can help educate your backward, bigoted family members by handing out copies of Robin DiAngelo's White Fragility.
Yes, of course.
This thoughtful holiday gift will endear them to you and open up the door for more conversation later. Now, sometimes your family might disagree with you and attempt to use far-right tactics, such as facts and logic.
He's handing her a
Counter
book
this with a
called Basic
powerful
Economics.
haka dance. Fourth, you can easily get through to these MAGA bigots, or maggots
This is
for
my
short,
favorite.
by reenacting the entirety of Hamilton.
Yes.
Let it never be said that you threw away your shot.
The funniest part was handing the book over Basic Economics, written by a black man, Thomas Sowell.
Thomas Sowell, yes. It ends with the suggestion of, if everything else fails, well, they go on, if that doesn't work, scream into the sky. And then they finish with, and if all that fails, there's always a good old food fight, which I thought was a great way to, I mean, that's exactly how most family arguments end, is food fights.
We'll put the link to that in the website.
You can watch it check out the blog. I didn't mention in the last thing. This will be in the blog. We'll try to do some more of these. When we do a clip like that, I'll put the video in there if we can, and check it out. Check the whole thing out. And like you were saying, it's much funnier with the video, because as she's drinking a lot at one point in the video. It's quite good. Your racist MAGA uncle. It had that little break in there, because the next, it's all this legislation, and the critters are, they're still back there. They're still back there, so they're not going anywhere. They were very busy. So they have a sweeping property tax bills that were passed in the last week. I think 5 at least I saw. There's
4 or 5.
There's 4.
I see 4, but I think there was another one too.
Yeah, the next story is also another. It's a different one of these. So I have a link in here from Ohio Political News X account, which they posted a picture, sweeping property tax reform. So you got House Bill 129, House Bill 186, House Bill 309, and House Bill 335. And then I believe our next story with the auditor one is another one, which is House Bill 124. House Bill 129, according to this, implements a check on tax hikes by counting emergency, substitute, incremental growth, conversion levies, and the property tax portion of combined levies toward the 20 mil floor, closing loopholes, slowing tax spikes. So this was one of the major points they had, was you've got a 20 mil floor, so you can only go so low. But there are a lot of levies that get passed that aren't counted on that 20 mil floor, like emergencies and substitute and that kind of stuff. And those are cannot be, but they're not as regulated as the 20 mil floor. So this, or it's in addition to. So all these now would be combined into that 20 mil floor. I think that will do something. The next one is a House Bill 186, establishes a new inflation cap credit that prevents increases in school district taxes from exceeding the rate of inflation, giving a $1.7 billion back to taxpayers, providing another $800 million in relief to homeowners over the next 4 years by phasing out the non-business credit. Okay. House Bill 309 slashes unnecessary collections by expanding the county budget commission's authority to modify levies and trim high millage rates, shielding Ohioans from overly excessive tax bills. And House Bill 335 caps the inside millage increase to inflation, ensuring no large spikes in unvoted tax increases and providing $763 million in property tax relief over the next 3 years. Whew, that was a lot. And the next one, the other one for the property part, is House Bill 124, passed the Ohio Senate. House Bill 124 has passed in the Ohio Senate. If signed, it's going to go to Diane's desk. It will give county auditors the responsibility to determine the sales data used to assess property values. So bill requires the Department of Taxation use a sample of property sales provided by each county auditor rather than selecting the property sales data from each county itself as it does now. So I think as it is now, the county auditor was picking the data. Yeah, property sales data from each county. So it seems like they're going to do a little more regulation on how you calculate property value in your county. What was your take?
On the last thing there?
Not all of it, really, but is it going to do
not
anything?
enough.
Is it going to do anything?
No.
Why all of a sudden all these bills?
Oh, because I think I think 2026 is going to be interesting as far as property taxes go.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think this is a last-ditch effort to show some progress, even though over the last 10 or 15 years they've done almost nothing. And then all of a sudden, now that we have lobbyists4citizens.com and axtheohiotax.com, I think it's called, or should have probably put that in the show notes. All of a sudden, now they're all stepping up and saying, "Oh, we got to do this, we got to do that. Oh, look what we did. We did this. We put a 15th Band-Aid over the other, on top of the pile of Band-Aids we already have on our crazy tax system we have in Ohio."
I think they're trying to make their job easier in the long run. They're doing a lot of work now, so they don't have to do that much work later. And, just because they don't want that to get on the ballot, the abolishment of our property tax.
Yeah, they're not actually think and do work and figure out a different way to fund all this stuff.
Right.
And that they don't want to do. So they'd rather just keep doing this stuff. Credits on top of credits, on top of this, on top of that. We're going to give this person the ability to do that, and this person, and then a millage and 20 mil floor. And it's like, how about we just lop it all off and start all over again and figure out a better way to do this instead of just making what is already broke more broken.
Yeah. Well, I think we could do that with a lot of things.
Yes. But it would make them have to actually work a full job, like a full-time job. Or close to it. I still wouldn't be a full-time job. And they don't want to do that, funny enough. I don't know, it's amazing. And so there's a lot there. I don't know if all these other things are what they're going to do. I mean, I give them credit. It's something. I don't know. Just I can't make sense of it. There's so much. I mean, we're going to have to wait 2 or 3 years to see if any of this actually comes true.
Well, okay. So House Bill 129, 186, 309, and 335 they've just gone through the House.
Yes.
So they still have to go into the Senate.
Yes. It's I don't think these are not ready to go to his desk. No, I think they still got to hit the Senate.
Yeah, because we don't have a link to any of that.
Yeah, it's just
a post on X.
Yeah, as far as we know, they're past the House, and that's it. They're probably on their way to the Senate. Now, the 124 that we talked about is on its way to Dwayne's desk. And these will be, I mean, barring any craziness that's in there, I believe they're going to go right through the Senate, probably get passed.
You know, Ohio political news. What the hell, man? All they did was post a screenshot of these bills and not even showing who posted
who was from. That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah. They imply that it's Senate Representative Dave Thomas. Maybe that's probably somebody's website.
I don't think
it's got a seal up there. I don't know what that seal is.
Probably Ohio Republican seal or something.
The Ohio House of Representatives. It looks like it came from the Ohio House. Maybe the House site or the Dave Thomas. That's the seal on the.
Dave Thomas posted the same thing.
Yeah.
So but he didn't. He didn't post the actual link.
Yeah.
He posted the same screenshot.
And a shoddy screenshot. I mean, he didn't get the whole thing. I mean, come on.
Yeah, you suck, Dave Thomas.
I don't know if is that
not
Dave
the
Thomas
Wendy's Dave Thomas.
Yeah. No, he's got good burgers.
No, David Thomas. He posted.
The same exact picture.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just assumed it was the Ohio Political News who cropped it wrong when they clipped it, but no, it's
Dave Thomas.
Dave Thomas.
Oh, here it's posted. I got it. No, what the hell? Ohio House GOP on X, but they just posted a screenshot also. What the?
Nice.
Yeah, it's weird.
Seeing what a quick Google search comes up with for Ohio sweeping tax changes. Yeah, it does have a couple articles. Newsweek, Cleveland.com, poised to enact sweeping. Oh, that's hemp regulations. Yeah, it's Ohio sweeping tax changes. It doesn't.
I got it. It looks like it's a press release from the Ohio House of Representatives.
So yeah, that's passed by the House and it's still not passed by the Senate. One proposed bill. Yeah, I'm looking at a Newsweek article. Yeah, this week the House of Representatives and Senate passed a four bill package that is now heading to Governor DeWine's desk. This is as of this article. Give me a date, people. Oh, November 20th. So that's recent. That's up to date. So it looks like they have gone through. Yeah, maybe that.
Yeah, they're headed to
his desk.
Yep.
Okay.
So
will he sign them?
Yeah, he will.
Okay. I think he vetoed some of these because he didn't like the DeWine.
Yeah.
Vetoed these because he didn't like them crammed into the budget bill, which is only supposed to be for the budget, technically.
Yeah, and he wanted everybody to look into it a little bit more
and vote on it individually. Which I mean, as much as we make fun of DeWine, that's fair. That's what we want. I don't want these. Like we talked about the catch-all bill, it's
yeah. No, I get it.
So good on him, I guess. Would have been easier just to do it in the budget, but actually, this is probably more democratic, Tom. It's more democratic. So yeah, well, I'll put another one in either your article or mine. This has more details and what it is. That way, you can give more context for our wonderful listeners. Racist MAGA uncle, we got that one. Okay. Next on the Critter Corner list is the dang Republicans keep messing with the pot. Keep messing with the pot, Tom. They've been going through legislation, and another one they found it's so important they got to ban THC, hemp THC products, that they stayed to the wee hours in the morning. Maybe, never mind, I'm not going to go there.
I wonder which pot growers are donating to their campaigns.
Well, it seems as though that may. I don't know if that's going to be. Well, let's go to the story. They've been trying to do this whole ban on hemp, high intoxicating hemp products, THC intoxicated hemp products. So there's a new ban on that. That's what they passed. But they're also trying to peel back some of the recreational law that was passed by the voters and recriminalize some of it.
What? Really?
Yeah. So here's News Channel 5.
Morgan Trow.
More Morgan Trow on the marijuana. Let's go here and hit that button.
On the marijuana side, cities with dispensaries will finally get
That's
a
the good
part
news.
of the tax revenue from sales. But there were additional provisions added that Cleveland Democrat Bride Rose Sweeney says aren't fair.
If passed and signed into law, will go back on what the people voted on. It finds more ways to recriminalize Ohioans for being basic users.
New provisions would make it illegal to have marijuana in your car in some instances. The changes could also jeopardize jobs if someone tests positive for THC. Cleveland area Republican Jamie Callender says that he will be tackling the criminalization issues.
We will have some legislation introduced as soon as Friday, potentially, that will start adding to the protections that those folks who are consumers, legal consumers, have.
Although he voted yes, he says that this was a tough decision for him. He's been leading the charge to protect marijuana access for years. And he says that this deal could have been worse.
I'm not done fighting for recreational use. This was not a home run, but let's call it a single.
The Senate is set to come back in December and will likely concur on the deal. At the Ohio State House, I'm Morgan Trow reporting.
Hey, Morgan, up your sound again. Jesus. Sounded like crap.
Did it? Oh.
Yeah. Sounded awful. It's like she's talking into a empty box.
Didn't sound too bad on my end.
No, it's terrible.
I
It's
mean,
typical from Channel 5 and
from all of them, actually.
Nowadays it is. I mean, that's just her talking into a really cheap mic.
Yeah. Yeah, they could always, like we said in the snap thing, it's like, come on. You can't get a little better audio. So that's how it's always astonishing me how easy it is to get good audio, and yet companies with $1 million budgets can't do it. They are, so they're banning hemp intoxicating products, but except for, here's where your question might apply. Except for breweries. So the brewery lobby is strong in Ohio, apparently, because that's the only people who are allowed to sell hemp or THC with THC in it. Hemp drinks. That's what they. But that's only.
Yeah. They got money, and so does the marijuana industry. That's who's trying to stop this.
Sure, I don't think they're succeeding because they're. So they
did in federally.
What do you mean?
With the last bill.
What do you mean?
Oh yeah, they banned hemp.
Oh yeah, that's coming up.
Delta 8 and Delta 10, I believe, is the main one.
Oh, you're saying they want the marijuana dispensaries want to ban that too? Growers want to ban that? Yeah, because I guess it cuts into their stuff. Yeah. They're not growing or selling that. And actually, funny enough, I believe that whole hemp Delta 8 or Delta 9, whatever it's called.
Delta 9 is still legal. Through a dispensary type of thing.
I think Delta 8 is the one that is in the hemp products. Yeah.
8 and 10 are the ones that are over the counter.
And it was explained to me as a loophole in, I think, the first Trump administration's agricultural bill, which gave much lax on hemp, which is mainly, if you're growing hemp for wood or paper, it's mainly male plants, I guess, which have a way lower THC. I don't know. And that's the loophole. That's how that all started coming about. A friend of mine was telling me this a while back. And I was going, yeah, well, they're going to regulate that for sure. And it took long enough, but here they go. But that federal ban, it comes up at the end of the year. So the drinks at the breweries are good until then. They left room in the bill in case the federal ban gets overturned, that they can relook at this bill again and or overturn this bill in Ohio, I guess. They mentioned that in the story. And the good news, which is I think is why this was voted, especially by the congressman that was in the Republican that was in the clip, is because it actually makes them supposedly get the money that the cities were promised in the original amendment that was passed. Because it's been like 3 or 4 years now, and they haven't seen a penny. to the local municipalities who have dispensaries. So this will get some money to local governments, which, they can always use more money to waste on something, because they're not going to fix potholes with that money. All right, so that's more about the pot. More about the pot. You gonna say something?
How was it a single, not a home run? I mean, I know it's not a home run, but how is it even a single? Just that we have some recreational?
The money, I think. That was one of his biggest things.
Okay.
Yeah, he complained that in the amendment, it says the cities get X amount of the cut, and the state has given none of it out.
Right. Okay.
So now you need another bill. So are they going to listen to? They didn't listen to the constitutional amendment. Are they going to listen to this? We'll see. I have my doubts, but we'll see what happens. I got one in my area. If you're going to put one here, I'd at least like to get the tax bonus from it in some way. Fix a couple potholes, maybe. Speaking of potholes, yeah, it didn't work. Subscribe to the show. Share the show with your friends, please. Send out the link. Check us out, crookedrivercast.com, crookedrivercast@gmail.com if you want to send us an email. If you want to know where to find us on the socials or where to find the show, go to crookedrivercast.com. First thing you're going to notice, blog post for every show. Has our show notes, has a bunch of links that we're using. We're trying to add to that as much as we can and keep that in order so that you guys can follow along. That'll drop at the same time that the show is published on Monday mornings. And you can follow along. If you got more questions or said, these guys are nuts, might be true, but you can go back and look and prove us right or wrong.
We are local, loud, and slightly stupid.
Slightly stupid. That is our motto. Yes. Loud, local, and slightly stupid. And, leaning on heavily on the slightly part or the stupid part. Wait. Oh, okay. So we really appreciate listening. We know that your time is valuable. Ours, just like ours is. And the fact that you give us an hour to 2 hours a week of your time it's humbling. Let's put it that way. It's humbling. So send it out to your friends. Get more people interested. Let us know what else we need to cover. Moving along. Ohio bill would remove the Hep B from their pre-K vaccine list. Oh my gosh, the horror.
Why is it even there?
Well, I've always questioned that too, because all my kids, just for the record, all my kids are vaccinated fully. Now, if you ask me if they were born now, if I'd be doing the same thing, I'm not sure. Let's put it that way. I did ask the doctor though when we first did it, and of course she was all for it. But what else was she going to say? She's got a quota to hit. So this bill, Ohio bill, does it have a bill number? Yeah, Bill HB 561, introduced by Melanie Miller, Republican Ashland, and Monica Robb Blasdell, our Republican of New Waterford. Well, two moms probably. One of the main goals of the bill, according to the sponsors, is to underscore medical, religious, and conscientious. Tom, can I have some help here? Conscientious exceptions that already exist in Ohio law with regard to vaccines. So this isn't like a banning of the vaccine. You can still get it if you want. You just don't. It's not required that your kid has it to get into preschool or childcare for public schools. Okay.
Because we know all those babies are sticking needles in their arms.
Yes, and I did look a little bit into what is hepatitis B and what is some of the stuff. And in general, it's basically you get an antiviral and it goes away. There is what they call it, continuous or chronic hepatitis or whatever, where you'll have this your whole life, a chance or an ongoing. You get infection all the time, supposedly, something to that effect. So there is a reason. I just don't.
No, there's no reason.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
tell you there is, but
it's like bronchitis. You can get bronchitis and then have it for the rest of your life, or you can get bronchitis once and then not. I mean, so I could see where some people would want to have it. You got to balance the risk and reward, in my opinion. And I'm not sure there's a lot of reward to the amount of risk in giving your infant child 19 vaccines. I don't know. So I think this is good. It gives you the choice. But they do make a point that hepatitis B is on the rise in Florida. So they also have similar
hepatitis
mandates.
B you get from blood, semen, or other bodily fluids. Why do you need to put that in a newborn?
To take the other side of it, because at a certain age you can't give. I'm not sure you can give kids the right medicine if they get it, and you can get it from your mom. You can get it from other people. Asymptomatic.
Okay, test the mom first.
Yes. And if mom gets it while she's pregnant, she can give it to him too, and then after. So there is a slight risk there. To say there's no risk is, I don't think, correct. That's where I'm going with it. I'm not saying I agree that you need to give your kid. I've always wondered why they give them Hep B too.
Life is a risk. Come on.
Sure. Yeah. But like I said, it's not banning the shot. It's just not requiring you to put it into your kid to get into school, which is why I think it should be. If you want to give your kid the shot, give your kid a damn shot. I don't care.
These are two very brave Republicans doing this. They waited for there to be a Robert Kennedy before their...
That's a good point. They waited for the cover.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're already going to be anti-vax anyway, just because you're not forcing it upon somebody makes you anti, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, I kind of always wondered that too. Why it seems like a low risk for the reward.
Well, I would say most of them aren't. Most of them are, I should say. I mean, growing up, I think I had 7 back in the day when I got vaxxed. Now there's like almost 70. It's ridiculous.
It's, I think, in the 20s, actually. Depends on how you want to count it, shots or vaccines.
Vaccines, because a lot of those shots contain 5 or 6 vaccines, right?
Yes, but the actual vaccines you get vaccinated for is like 15 or 20. It's not 70. You may end up getting 70 shots over a 5-year period, but it's not 70 different vaccines. You know, I mean? Like they do combination ones where it's one shot with 3 different vaccines in it, but it's not 70. I think it's like 20 something. It's way more than it used to be. It's to your point. It's why, and then why are you so worried about measles when if you're vaccinated you should be fine? It's weird. Always weird to me.
They get they get 72 doses of vaccine by the time they're 18.
Yeah, but over for like 15 or 20 different vaccines or diseases, I should say.
15, it says.
Yeah, because they get in stages.
That's still crazy.
Well, yeah, it's you were vaccinated for 6 or 7 diseases or whatever, and now it's like 20. And according to RFK, he believes that, what did he say? That to get on that list, to get on the the CDC or whoever's child vaccination recommendation list, it is like printing $1 billion a year. Automatic. You get on that list, it's $1 billion a year. So when you're asking why we have so many vaccines for kids, could be part of the problem. Could be.
We need that intro to Money by Pink Floyd.
Like, so that one, that's not the one, but I can do that one. Oh, it's a long one. Or this one. That's the one.
Yeah, that's it. That's better.
That's the one. I mean, again, if you want it, you could take it if you want it. I'm not trying to say you can't.
I don't care what they put in their body. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
you shouldn't be forced to.
No, exactly, and that's what this does. Basically, if anyone's going to cry, you can still get it. But you don't have to not. And if your kid's vaccinated and mine isn't, then what are you worried about? Still has never been explained to me. The next, real quick, we'll touch on this because this kind of ties into the last election we just had with all the levies. Ohio.news says Ohioans refuse to pay more taxes as school levies fail in northeastern part of the state. And I went, oh, cool. Yeah, there's a lot that failed around me. I guess in a way they're correct, but not the way I look at it. So the stats are really this: out of 38 school ballots issues in Ohio, or in Northeast Ohio, 23 passed and 15 failed. So then they go, oh, well, according to News Channel 5, if you take away renewal levies, then levies that would raise tax passed, or that were not intended to raise taxes, passed 18 out of 20 times. And the ones intended to raise taxes failed 7 out of 10 times.
Yeah, that's how they get you.
Yeah. And I'm like, no. If you vote to extend a levy, you are voting to increase your taxes, in my opinion.
Now, with the new tax reform, isn't that going to be
harder, if not
harder to do now? Yeah. So that's good.
They got rid of a lot of them.
Because I think most people look at it and go, I'm paying it already. Might as well keep paying it.
Yeah. I always look at it as, if I vote for it, I am voting, because generally without any levy, it would expire and you would get a tax decrease. So to me, extending the tax levy increases your taxes.
Yeah.
So,
well, I agree. I just think most people don't look at it that way.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, I'm already paying it. But yeah, I'm thinking, no, I can get a little bit more money in my pocket. And I think a lot of these are going to go away, like we talked about with all these bills, and they're going to get smaller to begin with, because they're going to include them all into the 20 mil floor.
Right.
Which will lower the entire total. So then having 20 mil floor plus 2 other levies or emergency or extensions, it's all going to be under the 20 mil floor. There's going to be a lot of crying going on. They're already started. So it's time to get the hard shell around your heart in place, because they're coming for it. Trust me, they're coming for it. They are coming
for the children.
Yes, they are coming for the children. Thank you, Nancy. So keep an eye out, or read past the headline. And this is only actually not too bad for Ohio.news. It's only the second paragraph. Usually they put that like in the 20th paragraph. So that was that. And next on our list is another quick hit here to touch on these data centers that's becoming a plague, seems like, in Ohio. I've been watching this kind of for a couple months now. Lorain County has been debating on taking a 2,000-acre site and making it a mega site. So it seems like they're hiding it. We call it a mega site, but 2,000-acre mega site in Lorain County, citing farmland. Some residents are opposing it because they're citing the farmland loss and pollution concerns. So what they want to do is they want to rezone 2,000 acres to make it industrial so they can put data centers on it. And they've been going back and forth. They've got signs all over Lorain, no mega site, no mega site. And the recent update is the township of New Russia Township has passed, the Lorain County Planning Commission, I should say, has taken a vote, had to take a vote Thursday deciding on what they're going to do with this land, and basically passed it for 500 acres. It can be rezoned. What they gave permission for it to be rezoned. That's what it seemed like to me. Not that it's actually been rezoned, but the county now has the ability to rezone it so that you could put data centers on it. And most people are complaining because in a lot of cases, this will change your community permanently. You moved out to the sticks to have nice quiet and get away from the city, and they're bringing the city to you in like the worst way. Like the worst of the city.
It's like they're bringing the city to you without any of the convenience of a city.
None of the positives, just all the negatives. You got all the noise, the pollution, taking up farmland, and barely any jobs. Definitely after the construction is done, there'll be like 10 jobs for 2,000 acres. And
unsightly too.
Oh yeah, unsightly, noisy, and just some people have said like the sub vibrations and the low hum of the fans, it messing with people. I mean, you've got thousands of computers and there's all kinds of stuff going on there that I don't think they've really gotten down to the bottom of what those effects are in people. But I think for once, it's actually a bonus to be in the suburbs because it's pretty much, there's not going to be a data center in my backyard because this house is there already. So if you're in a rural area,
I mean, it just depends on the individual, but this isn't good for the people that, wanted a quiet rural life.
Yeah. Like I mentioned in the last time we talked about this, a couple people I know they just moved in 3 months ago, 5 to 10 acres surrounded by farmland. And like, oh, this is going to be our nice little home. And then 3 months later, we're putting the data centers back.
They didn't do due diligence. That was their own fault.
Yeah.
Not that they should have
needed to. Nowadays you do. And that's kind of, sorry, I cut you off.
No, that's all right.
That's my point is keep informed. If you're in a rural area or moving into a rural area, this is probably one of the biggest things you need to be looking out for because they're putting these things in and it's a very long process. So you should know you should be able to look into it, even if they're 6 or 8 months out from making a decision. It's a lot of times takes that long.
Yeah. Talk to the people that own land around there. It might be, it might look like farmland, but they might just be leasing it to farmers and that owner could get rid of it.
Yep. And that's what my person I know is a couple people like, yeah, well, the farmers are old and they're looking for an exit strategy. And they're the only people for it in the county or in the city are the 2 farmers that were selling the land.
Right.
Well, and the city council because
taxes,
and they put a feather in their cap because they added 10 jobs last year or whatever. I mean, a balance. There has to be a balance. I get the some of the need for some of these. My biggest problem with these data centers is it's not scalable. It's not, you can't keep at this pace. I mean, something's got to give. I think it's a bubble. And I think in the next few years, it's going to pop. We're going to see a lot less of these. And I would assume some of these are going to, at some point stop being used, but I could be wrong.
They have to, right? I mean,
as
technology grows, right?
Yep. Things get faster and cheaper, less power. They've already seen huge strides in the last year with AI and different language models or whatever using a lot less processing power to get the same amount of work done. For example, it was one of the reasons Microsoft pulled $1 billion project out of Western Ohio for data centers. They bought a bunch of land and they're just going to lease it out, like you're saying, until they need it, if they need it. And one of the reasons they said was because of the innovations in using less processing power, so they don't need as many servers. All right, enough of that. So that's just keep an eye out, in your area, especially if you're in a rural area, because they could pop one of these up if you're not paying attention. If you're surrounded by farmland, be aware. Next on the list, your license plate is gay.
Not mine.
Oh, not yours, but I mean his license plate is literally, it says gay, G-A-Y. So interesting little story here. I got a couple clips. It's pretty good. So Lakewood man revels in receiving previously rejected gay, G-A-Y, license plate from the BMV. So this guy, William Saki, I forgot how they pronounce it in the clip. He got his new license plate. He's very happy about it. Let's hear from him. Wait, there we go.
The guidelines were very squishy, I think we could say.
That's where First Amendment attorney Brian Bardwell got involved, looking beyond the laughs and the groans behind some of those rejected license plate requests.
Somebody wanted Jack Daniels abbreviated, and they allowed that, but they wouldn't allow Jim Beam. Somebody wanted Zinfandel, and that's fine, but you couldn't have Cabernet.
How on earth do you fit Zinfandel on a license plate?
You take out the vowels. That's the first rule of vanity plates is you strike out all the vowels and you cram in as many consonants as you can. Why are we discriminating between the whites and the reds? This is America. All colors are allowed, whether it's people or wines.
So there's a little background to it. So there's a lot of license plates that are banned, apparently.
Hang on, I got to clean my ears out to get the gay out.
I don't think that was the lawyer, not not William, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he brings up
still.
He brings up a couple of points, and they flash a couple of these license plates that apparently are banned in Ohio, and so I wrote a few of them down. So maybe you can figure out some of these. One is IH8 TOH. So that would be I hate Ohio. The other one was as easy, NUKEOH, which is Nuke, Ohio. Interesting ones. KOKAN. Cocaine. Why would you want to put that on your license plate?
Oh, AIN?
No, it says KOKAN is how they ask for it.
Oh,
cocaine.
okay.
I know it's not phonetically, but again, take out the vowels, I guess. Well, no, there's an A.
Still an A there.
There's an O and A. But the next one is even better. Heroin was a rejected license plate. It sounds like somebody was just like, let's see if they'll take this one. Because why would you put heroin on your license plate? I don't know. Do you love it that much?
Well, apparently.
Yeah.
Surprised they were awake enough to ask for it.
Yeah. Well, you might get pulled over in a higher rate than normal with either one of those. This is a good one. This might be one for us here. I space HT space PPL. I hate people. There's another one. This one's like H8KIDS. I hate kids, or hate kids. It's called hate kids. Now, here's the test. What does this one mean? Here's a plate request. Oops. Plate request is IHXICH.
I looked at that. I tried looking it up, and there were really no good explanations for that.
If anyone knows out there is listening, it's all one word, all one thing. It's IHXICH. I don't know what that means. I've tried to figure it out.
Dick's itch is what I heard, but without the D. Dick's itch. That's the. I tried looking that one up, and I can't figure out a good why they would want that.
So I got a couple more clips here because we're not done just yet. We have, I think this is from William. This next one is.
We did reach out to the Ohio BMV for this story. Problem is, they're dealing with another lawsuit involving the same attorney.
Wait a minute.
There's just so much gay going on.
I know. So wait, hold on. Is this the one?
This fall, William Sackeye received his plate.
I'm just very proud to have this plate.
And already feels his message is out there and being seen.
I notice people pointing and taking photos when I drive by. It puts a smile on my face. I like it.
Oh, look at the gay guy go by.
He thinks they're like, oh, look, he's so cool. He's got your car is posted. Your car is posted all over social media, and not in a great way, I don't think.
Oh.
I mean, hey, more power to you, but
look at the gay car go by.
Oh, no. I mean, it literally is what it is. That's what it is. It's a gay car. I mean, he's got the license plate gay. He was very happy to get it. And hey, more power to you. If you want gay in the license plate, I don't care. But there might be. So they asked the BMV for comment, and that's what I was playing before. And they said no because they've got another case. The same lawyer.
We did reach out to the Ohio BMV for this story. Problem is, they're dealing with another lawsuit involving the same attorney over this license plate request that's making its way to the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals. Bit of a debate over.
Whoops. So the license plate is, and I think you've seen this, F46 space FJB. Finish the clip.
Whether or not this is a meaningless flow of letters and numbers, or if it's derogatory language directed at former President Joe Biden.
I think we know what that is. So I give the lawyer credit. He's trying to get both of these license plates in, and he's equal opportunity lawyer. So he's actually somebody's tried to get F46, which would be 46 is Joe Biden, and then FJB, of course, is F Joe Biden. And I mean, that'd be a great license plate. I mean, what I was expecting to see was 8647, but I didn't see that one.
Oh, you're just giving people ideas now.
They'd probably allow that one, I would say.
For sure.
So that's it. Now so the bottom line of this story is the BMV has agreed to review its process for plate approval. Because like the guy said, Jack Daniels was okay, but not Jim Beam. Like there's no rhyme or reason. That's kind of what kind of the point was this. There's no process to approval. It's just at the whim of whoever, I guess, is in front of the computer.
Whoever's looking at it.
Yeah, whoever's looking at it. Because Jim Beam or Jack Daniels, what the heck's the difference? Like, why would one person said yes and then the next person said no? I would assume. So. But yeah, F46 FJB. You just FJB. You just do that. And that might get passed if you just FJB. Not now, maybe, but back then, if you got rid of the F46, maybe. They wouldn't have given the clue. They wouldn't have known what that is. And on to what?
I don't know. I'm just thinking about this. It's hilarious. I'm looking at the pictures here. He's putting his gay plate on this has been banned since 1996. It looks like he's putting it on a 1996 Honda.
Yes. And that's and I watched
and
this video.
And a front plate too.
And a front plate because he's got you don't need a front plate anymore, but he paid extra for that front plate.
Right.
You get to pay a couple bucks extra.
I'm gay squared.
And my question when I saw that video is, did they really make him take that plate off and put it back on just for the camera?
Of course they did.
Because that's what they did. Like,
and is he wearing overalls like he's a working man?
He might be a janitor. He looks like he's wearing a janitor's uniform. Not.
He's wearing overalls.
Yeah, but he's got that blue shirt on. It looked like he's like going to have like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he couldn't be.
Right. No,
just a funny optics.
It's okay. Some of the other ones that were banned were Muslim, which actually fits without any edits. That was the other one they said they are like, hey, why? Why is it not okay to have Muslim on your? If you want to have it on there,
I wonder if I can get a Catholic.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, depending on
Muslim was.
Or was it approved?
It's been approved after somebody sued, so that's why he was able to get gay.
Yep. Okay. Oh, that's what it was. So it wasn't his lawsuit; it was the other one. Okay. All right. Yeah, I never understood the vanity plate thing, but hey, whatever. It's your free expression, as he says. It's my First Amendment right. Yeah, I guess it is the government.
I don't care.
I don't care what you do.
I've seen some good ones. I've seen some bad ones. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. All right. So that's our last of our news stories. On to
we bring good things to life.
Good things and the wrap up of the show for this week, or Thanksgiving week. Got some really good stories here. I think we mentioned Bernie Kosar last week. He had just got out of procedure. He's been waiting for a liver transplant for a while. He's had some health issues, which I've known a couple people on a transplant list. And if you're not of good health, you're not at the top of the list. So it's really hard for you to even get anything. But what happened was someone named Kim Kane, right? Is that who it was? Kim Kane. A grieving mother turned to Fox 8 team urging everyone to become an organ donor as she talked about the decision her family made to offer the transplant to Browns legend Bernie Kosar. So her son, Bruce, had a medical emergency and was rushed to the hospital November 9th. The family learned last weekend, that Dunlop was not going to recover. And she had seen a story about Bernie waiting for a liver. And she decided, now if you're an organ donor, your family has the ability apparently to pick, if they want, who gets your organs. And they didn't have any family members that needed anything, so they put Bernie on the list for a liver, and he got his liver. So I'll tell you what, he already looks way better on the videos I've seen. It's amazing how that, a couple days after surgery, he's already
a liver transplant. They can just use part of the liver, right?
Yeah, liver's one of the best ones. You can give like 3 or 4 people.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
How big your liver is. So yeah, and the liver was one of the only organs that regenerates itself.
Right.
So you could put a little piece in there. I don't know how little, but and then it will get bigger and grow to the appropriate size, I guess. I just described the Grinch's heart. Shit. That was weird. I don't know why my head's slightly stupid. Anyway, so she, as grieving mom and they're Browns fans, and she felt like she did a good thing. So I applaud her for that, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully Bernie could put it to good use. And like I said, man, he looks way better already.
Good.
Just some of the videos I saw. I mean, his color and everything is better. It's amazing how much that works. Next we have, well, if anyone is a fan of horse-drawn carriages, Ohio has its largest horse-drawn carriage parade coming up next month. It is a parade featuring more than 100 decorated carriages pulled by mini horses, Clydesdales, and Percherons.
And where is this?
This is in Lebanon, Ohio, which is right outside Cincinnati. The 36th annual Christmas festival and entertainment begins on December 6th with carriage rides running at 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. So check it out. 36th annual. It looks pretty cool. You got it all decorated and everything. It looks like a fun time if you're in the area. And if you're in the area, you probably already know about it. It's 36 years running. So good for them. Keep it up. No horseback and no motorized vehicles in the parade, period. So it's all going to be.
That could be a nice date trip.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely nice. Yeah, one tank trip, as they used to say. What was his name?
I forget.
Something like that. Next, if you're not in the Dayton or the Cincinnati area, we have a Cleveland Botanical Garden plans for 2025 gingerbread competition. Oh, but you're not allowed to eat them. So it's just for looking, no eating. So boo on them. But
is this the same one that they used to do at? I remember seeing gingerbread houses at the Terminal Tower during Christmas.
Oh, it could be at the Botanical Gardens in Cleveland.
Yeah. I'm wondering if it's the same thing because
might have moved there. Yeah, be a much nicer place to have it actually. This 19th annual competition kicks off November 17th. So they're taking entries, I guess. Now, and you could drop off between 8 a.m. and noon at the Botanical Gardens. Gingerbread creation will be displayed throughout the garden's Frost exhibit, which runs from November 22nd, which is the day we're recording the show, Saturday, to January 4th. And by January 4th, you're not going to want to eat any of these, so don't even think about it. It'll be very stale. Entries will be judged on appearance, creativity, difficulty, precision, and consistency with the theme. First place winners will, in each category, will receive prizes such as a family memberships to the Botanical Garden. Register is now opened. Registers is open until November 10th. So too bad, you're out. You just go see it now. And I think that's show 36. Isn't it? You got anything more? Anything more you're thankful for today, Tom? Anything you come up with besides our listeners? Because I am very thankful for our listeners and
definitely. I'm thankful that the show is almost over because I really got to go to the bathroom.
Okay, in that case, I am thankful for having plenty of time off to spend it with my family, and I'm sure they will be begging for a break from me sooner than later. So I thank everybody for listening. That was show 36. I appreciate it. Share the show with your friends. Crookedrivercast.com, crookedrivercast@gmail.com. Send them the links. Tell us where we can be better. Share the show. We thank you for listening. Talk to you next week.
Peace.